Yes, hello, welcome everybody, it's Chris here from MoDXtra, and in today's video we are going to be unboxing the new Smash Up expansion, Marvel Smash Up. Yes, here it is, Marvel Smash Up. You can't believe how excited I am to finally have this in my hands. I pre-ordered it an age ago, an absolute age ago. I think it was due for release originally in August 2020, and at time of recording we're in February 2021, so it's been delayed quite a bit. I might be a bit off on my dates there, but I pre-ordered it long before August as well, and it is finally here. Clearly been affected by the pandemic and the Chinese shipping container shortages that have affected the board game industry and many other industries, of course. But here it is. So it's a Smash Up expansion, although it is independently playable out the box in its own right. If you're not familiar with Smash Up, it describes itself as a shuffle building card game. And so you and the other players involved in the game will choose two factions, as they call them within the game. These factions all have their own kind of unique archetypes and character types and themes. You shuffle them together and then you compete over battlegrounds within the game to win points, and the first to hit the points threshold, first over the finish line, wins. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but it's a very popular one in this household. We play it as a two-player game between me and the #competitive wife, and we love it a great deal. And this expansion is particularly notable because it's one of very few in the game of Smash Up that has an actual intellectual property tie-in. In fact, one of the fun elements of Smash Up that we particularly enjoy is that often their themes and the archetypes that the decks and factions are built around are kind of parodies of very well-known intellectual properties or TV shows, movies, and so on and so forth. Whereas this one clearly isn't a parody; it's an actual tie-in. There is actually a superhero faction that takes the mickey out of a lot of the characters that feature in this very game. So there you go. So super excited. This is an unboxing vid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move over to the desk now, get the overhead camera out, and let's take a look at the cards inside. Right, okay, then here we are. I've moved over to the table and got the overhead camera out. So here is Marvel Smash Up. Great artwork on the cover there. I love that artwork. It's drawn in the Smash Up style that all their other expansions are drawn in, but it still retains something of the Marvel flavour from the inspiration of the intellectual property there, which I really appreciate. So it's going to sit alongside and look really nice with the other factions from the other expansions. If like me, you're planning on integrating this into the rest of the set in your bigger, geekier collector's box. But if you are looking to play it independently, it also kind of sits nicely, feels right in terms of the look of it around Marvelness. Just on the note of the bigger, geekier box, actually, so this is a larger expansion than historically traditional expansions for Smash Up have been. This has got 8 factions within it, whereas other expansions in the past have only had 4 expansions in it. And I believe that, again, is probably, I mean, I don't know for sure, but I suspect that's so that if there are players out there who are interested in picking this up solely because they're Marvel fans and they just want to play the Marvel set all in and of itself, then you've got more choice and more options to just buy this expansion and play it right out the box rather than integrating it into your other Smash Up sets. I, like I say, am planning on slotting this into my bigger, geekier collector's box with all the other factions as well, which is a shame because it means this box is not long for this world from my perspective. It'll probably be in the recycling bin soon enough. Which upsets me because the artwork's really cool and it's got a great shelf presence. Okay, so I've obviously broken the cellophane just in preparation for the video, but I've not touched anything inside as of yet, so let's take a look together. Let's get the lid off this. Little side note, classic Chris tangent, the bigger, geekier box is super hard to get the lid off. If you're listening out there, AEG, just put some finger grooves in or do something to help get the box off easier, lid off. Anyway. So we've got the tokens here. They're also obviously still in the frame. There are a number of effects in the game of Smash Up that would require you to sort of track bonuses, for example, like stat bumps and things. So that's what these tokens get used for. I'll pop those out in a moment. Then we've got a copy of the rule book here. which is nice. So the rule books, you get one with every expansion because they're, as I say, they're independently playable. But also, I suspect in here it will give some details if there's any Marvel set related special rules, like there's keywords and things that get introduced that are specific to the theme of the set. It's a really well designed game from that perspective. They have integrated all these new keywords in so that they still work and synergize well with other sets from the past. So I've got to give kudos to the game designers there. There's the breakdown of the factions. Got the Avengers, Hydra, Kree, the Masters of Evil, Shield, the Sinister Six, Spider-Verse, and the Ultimates. That's really cool. So there's the rulebook there. And as you can see, the rulebook, in my experience, is very easy to get your head around. Very written in a very plain-spoken way that's just really straightforward for fans of the game to get themselves started. Fundamentally, it's a very basic game in terms of how the gameplay, the turns unfold in any case. But I like this. There's a lot of detail in here that kind of gives you, if you need to look something up, it's all together in a simple glossary. So there's the rule book. What else have we got in here? Okay, so these are the Titan cards. So if you are a bigger, geekier box player and you're planning on integrating this in with your other sets, then we've got these card dividers, as you can see here. So these sort of sit in the bigger box to help you see where your decks are. But it also has this lovely kind of flavour text by the looks of it. The Masters of Evil seek to control the world through any means. In addition to the VP rewards from bases, they've developed alternative methods of getting VPs. VP stands for victory points. That's how you win the game, by accruing victory points. And they get stronger the more VPs they have. They are also... Oh, hang on, the lighting, the autofocus isn't picking that up very well. They are also good at destroying characters to slow other players and increase their strategy gain. And it's got a complexity marker on here as well that says hi. It's really good. So that's nice, an extra bit of flavour there. So these are designed, as I say, for... Not in this box, although this is interesting. I'll mention that in a sec. To sort of stand up so that you can find your decks within the wider collection. Love them. And then we've got the decks here. So we've got a couple of packs which include the cards that you use to play the game. There's a Hulk there and a Spider-Man 2029. So I'll crack those open in just a second. We'll have a look at those in more detail. And then we've got the bases. So I mentioned in the intro that you have these battlegrounds that you compete over. That's what these are, the bases. Very simple sort of information set up there. That's the amount of power that you need at any particular site to finish the battle at that particular battleground. You then got the points that can be scored, and then any game effects that these bases, these battlegrounds will give. So there's a little deck of battlegrounds, Marvel-themed battlegrounds, and then a random extra plastic bag. Now this is curious to me. So we've got 8 factions, but there's slots enough in here for 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18. There's slots enough in here for 18 factions. Well, let's say 17 factions if you put your bases in one. So I wonder if, I don't know if they've announced this or not, I've not looked into it. I wonder if there's an intention to do further Marvel smash-up expansions that will just fill up this box independently. Curious. I might Google that in a bit. That's interesting, that they've given enough card slots spaces. But if you're just dipping your toe in the water, it's a good starter set, I suppose, because you can get started with the 8 factions and go, hey, I really love this game. I'm going to go and pick up the, I don't know, Big in Japan expansion, which is all kind of Japanese themed, like big mecha robots and stuff, and Godzilla parody decks and things. So you could maybe just start your collection off and start expanding into this space here. And then if you really fall in love with the game, then you can think about getting the bigger, geekier box or something. But I wonder if, I mean, certainly if it's a moneymaker, then maybe there'll be more Marvel-themed ones and you can keep all your Marvel-themed ones together. Interesting. Okay, I'll get the scissors out and break these open. Let's have a quick look at the cards, shall we? Well, here we go then, folks. So I've cracked open the packs, and as you can see, I've got them all laid out on the table here. Now we're all laid at the factions. I've had a little scoot through the cards, had a look at the artwork, and a quick skim read of some of the game text there. It looks like a really interesting set of factions with some quite diverse and unique gameplay styles for each of the factions there. That's going to make it a pretty good set to play. Also, I can see how it'll integrate really well with other smash-up expansions in the past. So if we just sort of clear the decks down there, and then we'll talk about them one by one. Maybe I should have done this the opposite way around. That would have been sensible, Chris, wouldn't it? Yes, Chris, it would have been. Never mind. Okay, well, let's start with the Kree over here. So the Kree are all about taking actions. They've got a little army of their little chumps here, the Kree sentries, quite a few of those in the deck. Ronan the Accuser, Minerva, Supreme Intelligence, but as you can see on the game texts here, they get a lot of buffs and bonuses and things going on when more actions are played in any given turn, which I think is really, really interesting. Nice artwork as well. Ronan the Accuser there. Minerva. The Supreme Intelligence being all supreme and intelligence-y. So, yeah, really interesting faction there. Next up, we've got Spider-Man and all his little spider friends from across the spidery multiverse thing. So their whole thing is about a particular game mechanic called Special. And what Special does is it impacts the scoring of a base. So at the moment of a base being contested and completed, and the decision as to who gets the highest score and succeeds the most at that particular base, the Spider Friends have got little janky last-minute specials which kick in at the point at which a base is scoring, and so can swing the balance of the outcome in the last minute, because you know they're all determined hero-y types who take their great power and responsibility seriously. Again, though, lovely artwork, really dynamic, lots of action shots, which you'd expect from good comic book artwork there. So just really feels like you're in a good mix. And again, another example of it just being a really well kind of thought out, thematically put together set. You know, as it describes it on the colour text there, they're swinging in before and after bases score to sway things in their favour. Nice little play on words there. Then we've got the Ultimates, led by Captain Marvel. She's the big noise in the world of the Ultimates. These are quite powerful characters. These are all about moving around, moving from base to base. So policing the cosmos and then just jumping in to help each other out as they're spread out, keeping an eye on things. These aren't the first faction to do this, actually. There's been other factions in the past that have been very movement focused. So this is a mechanic that and a gameplay style that has existed in Smash Up before. But again, really great artwork. Really dynamic action shots again. Lovely characters. Good selection of characters in there. There's Blue Marvel. And all the actions, as you can see, are kind of focused on this movement idea. Shooting people around. If you move one or more characters to here, draw a card. Move any number of characters to other bases. So you can just kind of pull a last minute switcheroo, move your characters about, and catch your opponent unawares. Then Hydra. Hydra's all about just throwing their poor chumps, their Hydra agent chumps. There's Bob, ready to do some nefarious Hydra-ing things. So when these characters get destroyed, it gives you bigger characters, more buffs, and they get stronger. You know, cut the head off and two more will appear. Hail Hydra and all that. So a big army of Hydra agents in the deck there. And then you've got Madam Hydra, Arnim Zola, Baron Strucker, and Red Skull as the kind of command and control center of the Hydra. So as things are getting destroyed, destroy one of your characters. After it's destroyed, play up to 2 characters of power, 2 or less. So it's just all about kind of flooding the bases with these weenies and then sacrificing them for the win. Then on to the Sinister Six. Oh, I've picked up Nick Fury there by accident. So Spider-Man's foes. Love that Electro artwork. In fact, there's another one I noticed. Yeah, there you go. I love that with all his electricity stuff going on. So these are all about weakening bases, making the win condition, the win threshold on the bases lower, so you can win them easier while you've got these guys out. So you can see there, Electro reduces the breakpoint by 2. Sandman gets a power buff if the breakpoint's down. Vulture pulls base modifiers out your deck. Green Goblin. Sorry, moment's pause there. Was Green Goblin in the Sinister Six? I didn't think he was. I'm not a massive Spider-Man guy, but I thought it was Kraven the Hunter in the Sinister Six. Any Marvel nerds out there can confirm or deny my suspicion there. But in any case, he reduces the base's breakpoint by 3 until the end of the turn. Mysterio, Dr. Octopus, and then just loads of these base modifiers designed to make it easier for your Sinister Six to come in, just invade a base, overwhelm it, just get up to no good, and win the day. Then we've got the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. here. These are all about character strength, just getting, again, loads of characters out. So you've got Nick Fury, Maria Hill, Agent Coulson, all fairly decent, strong characters. Love that painted artwork on Phil Coulson there. That's cool, isn't it? But then they allow you to play extra characters, so you can just kind of get your army of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents out for your police actions and your S.H.I.E.L.D. investigations. I think that's from an X-Men book, that one, I think. So, yeah, just about flooding the field. These would play really well with another faction that's got lots of little kind of low-power characters. Then the Masters of Evil, these are an interesting twist, these guys. So they've got loads of stuff, because they're all kind of like, power-hungry megalomaniacs. As they win more victory points, they get stronger and stronger, or can affect the game in more ways. So Absorbing Man, if you destroy him and another Absorbing Man just wins you a victory point. Black Mamba gets a power boost for victory points. Ulysses Claw gets an extra card draw for victory points. Baron Zemo gains a victory point and comes back round. And then you've got, you can gain victory points for destroying characters. And people get stronger if you have more victory points, and so on and so forth. So just an interesting twist there about kind of snowballing, this kind of power-hungry, you want more power, more power, more power. And then finally, the Dream Team. Here they are, the Avengers. You got the main lineup: Hulk, Iron Man, Black Widow, Captain America, Thor, and Hawkeye. Ready for action. So they've got a lower character count than the other factions, but as you can see, they're considered much more powerful generally. And then the rest of the deck, they've got a big, high proportion of the deck that's all about these actions that will let you do things. And these actions bring benefits to their kind of matching character. So if Black Widow is there, she gains +2 power, but also have sort of broad effects across the whole team of Avengers. Or if they get discarded, can bring them back and into play, ready to fight another day. So there we go, folks. There's the Marvel Smash Up cards. So I think that will do for now. I'll move on into my little outro. Well, there we are then, folks. That was my unboxing of the Marvel Smash Up expansion. I will be taking an opportunity to give this a play very, very soon with the hashtag competitive wife. Please do let me know in the comments below if an afterplay review is something that you'd be interested in seeing, and I can put one of those together also. If you've enjoyed the video today, then please do give us a thumbs up. It's just a little click for you, but it means an awful lot to me. And if it's your first time around these parts and you enjoy unboxings of this nature, then please do subscribe to the channel. We're a pretty random channel. We've got a huge mix of stuff on there. But if you, like me, just like all sorts of stuff from the broad church of nerddom, then maybe we're the channel for you. I'd also like to draw your attention to our Twitch channel. It's twitch.tv/MoDXtra with no E. You'll see some of our video game playthroughs over there, like Apex Legends, Day of the Tentacle, Viva Pinata. Again, like I say, we're a random channel. But also of note for gaming fans, tabletop gaming fans, we are doing playthroughs of the classic Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone fighting fantasy novels over on our Twitch channel. We're doing one every single month, so come along and join us and help us out with those if you're interested, and get involved in the chat. In the meantime, I've been Chris from MoDXtra, and I'll see you on another video over on our Twitch channel or on our podcast sometime soon. Thanks for watching, folks.